What's up, everybody? It's Huge Ranger PE Simplified, and what we're going to be doing today is a Meatmaxxing technique tier list, the length edition. So we're just going to be talking about a bunch of length devices, um, and just ranking them so you know what to buy, and just to make sure that you don't buy the wrong shit. But before we get into that, if you are here to grow, um, literally all you have to do is just click the link in the bio, watch the video guide, and start growing. That's where my videos are at on like how to actually grow. So yeah, I recommend you clicking on that. So let's get started. So number one, let's go for the quick extender, right? Which is a noose extender. This is what's called a noose extender. So I really do not recommend these things because the way you stay into the device is by this right here clamping down on you, right? So it's like a noose, obviously. So I really do not recommend this because not only does it cut off blood circulation, but you can aggravate your dorsal vein. This thing is dangerous. Okay, you're literally clamping down on your veins and your nerves. And that can cause damage. And even if it's not hurting, not only is it uncomfortable, but even if it's not hurting you, you're still going to be having to take it off like every 10 minutes or 15 minutes to restore blood flow back to the glands, which is not a good thing. It's annoying, it's dangerous, and it's just not really that effective. Now, when I first started, unfortunately, I bought this shit. Uh, I was like 5.5 inches when I first started, and I just wanted to grow so bad that I just looked it up on Google, and this is the first thing that showed up, and I just bought it. And their website has like great marketing on there, so I just fell for that shit. And yeah, I just recommend you don't buy this shit. But what's crazy is, although I do not recommend it at all, when I first started off at 5.5 inches, this actually got me to 5.75. This got me my first quarter inch in length. Um, but then once I hit 5.75, I modded it to make it a vacuum extender. And once I hit 6 inches, I switched over to vacuum hanging, and that's what got me to what size I am right now, which is 7 inches. That's what I plan on using to get me to my end goal. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that at D tier because it just sucks. It's not good at all. Next thing, let's go ahead and just get all the bad shit out of the way. So noose hanging, right? So this is like a technique where people like get a string or some sort of rope and tie it around their glands, right, the head of their penis, and then hang weights off of it. This is fucking horrible, right? So everything I just told you that was wrong with this device right here, this is like times 10. Why? Because this is low tension, and then this is capable of high tension, which just is gonna fuck up your nerves even more. It's going to hurt even more. It's just horrible. Don't do this shit at all. I don't care what's available to you. You're better off doing the things that we're going to be talking about later on this video. So what's the next device? Yeah, that's going to D tier, but if there was a Z tier, then I would put it down there. Um, let's see. Let's go ahead and go straight for low tension vacuum extending. All right, so now we're getting better. So although it is low tension and it has a low ceiling, and it's just not going to get you all the way to your goals compared to things like this, it is safe. So this automatically is way better than what you see down here. Why? Because it's vacuum, right? So the way you're staying in the device is via suction. There's no clamping going on. So you don't have to worry about blood flow. You don't have to worry about nerve damage, anything like that, because you're staying in there via suction instead of actually clamping down on your dick like you are with this shit. So I'm going to go ahead and put this B tier, right? I know I just spoke really good about it and put it in B tier, but you'll see why it's in B tier. It's just nothing compared to what other devices are on here. So let's go to manuals, right? So this is for, by the way, this is just a hand, it signifies manuals. It's basically grabbing your dick and stretching it in a certain way, the way a device would. But this is really more for people that don't have the money for devices, or they don't have the privacy, right? So maybe you're in like a college dorm where extending and fucking pumping is not a option, which is completely understandable. Or you live with people that are kind of nosy and you're scared that they're going to go inside your drawer and find your goddamn penis pumper at 3,000 or whatever. So for manuals, this is a pretty good option for a lot of people. But if you have the money for devices, I really recommend you go for devices. Why? Because this shit is tedious. It's annoying. When I first started PE, um, my idea was like, I'm just gonna do manuals so I don't have to buy anything. But I literally only did it for like 2 days before I was like, fuck that, I'm getting devices. It's just so tedious. Um, you don't know how much weight you're pulling, so if you ever plateau, you're gonna have a hard time navigating through that compared to something like this. And but here's the thing is that you can actually grow with it. That's the good thing about it. That's what's keeping it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in B tier. So because it works, but it just has this low ceiling and it's tedious, and it's basically the reason why devices were invented in the first place, I think. Okay, so compression hanging. So take what I'm gonna say with a grain of salt because I've never used this device, but I've been around in the PE world for a long time, for about 3 years now, and I've heard really only good things about this. So compression hanging. By the way, if you do go with compression hanging, I would recommend you go with male hanger, because that's like the #1 brand, I'm pretty sure. And basically, if you look at this, it looks kind of scary, yes, but it's safe because it is clamping down on you, but the surface area, it's spread, the clamping is done like on a bigger surface area compared to like a noose. That's just safer for your nerves, and you're instructed to take it off like I think every 15 to 20 minutes, which can be annoying for some people, but it's something that you have to do to restore blood flow. The good pros about this is that you don't have to tape the same way you have to with like vacuum stuff. You don't have to worry about blisters, but every product has their downsides and their pros or whatever. So but this thing right here, it's able, you can choose whatever weight you want with it. So if you ever hit a plateau, you can easily navigate through that problem, through that roadblock. So it has high gain potential, it's safe, and I don't know how much it cost, but yeah, it's gonna go in S tier because it's just like a good device and it's proven to give people growth. All right, next on the list, the Conor McGregor device. So I don't know why I chose this picture. I like McGregor, but if you guys don't know, he had this like picture go viral where he meant to send it to, I don't know, like a singer or something, but it got leaked, and he was wearing like some sort of device around his shaft, and it was like it had weights, like this kind of weight at the bottom, but it didn't really look like something that was like meant for growth. Even though it did have a weight on it, it kind of looked like a Kegeling trainer or something, like something that you Kegel with, you know. But I doubt he's doing any kind of reverse Kegeling. So, that's just like that device is like an easy way to, get an imbalanced pelvic floor, because a lot of people Kegel way more than they really think. Like you might be Kegeling right now as you're watching this video. So your Kegeling muscles must be super strong, but your reverse Kegeling muscles aren't. So you can see some problems from that. And just going ahead and training, or going ahead and just training Kegels on top of that, it's kind of overkill for most people. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and I don't think that you're gonna gain any size with that shit either, So I'll put that at D tier. But it is better than this shit right here. Let's go on to another one. So this is high tension extending. This is the first extender that showed up when I looked it up for pictures. And oh shit. So high tension extending, literally like it's pinnacle of length work. This thing is super easy to use. It tells you how much weight you're using, and it has a high gain potential. It's safe. The only downside is that it is more expensive than the device I'm going to talk about next, which is this one right here. So I'm going to put this in S tier because literally it's like, everybody can gain with this thing right here. And if, actually, no, I'm going to save that for later. What I was going to say. All right, so next up on the list is vacuum hanging, right? So this is basically where you put on what you see on the screen. You just put on one bell, put the sleeve onto the bell, suck out the air, and then you attach it to a weight with a carabiner or whatever. And this thing right here is my goat. This is my #1 device. I love it. This is what took me from 5.5 inches to 5.75, and then this is what took me from 5.75 to 6 inches, and this is what took me from 6 inches all the way to 7 inches. So this thing right here is like my goat. I love this thing right here. It's so cheap. It gives you the same exact benefits as this thing, but it's just like a fraction of the price. You can find like if you don't know what to buy in terms of all these devices, I do device recommendations in the link in the bio. So you can find that stuff there. But the vacuum hanging device is like #1 for me personally. It's just S tier all the way, right? And if you don't know what to pick between this high tension extender and this vacuum extender, then I would recommend, or literally I would just ask you 2 questions. #1, how much money do you have to spend, right? How much do you want to spend on a device? If you have over $200, then you have to buy this and this. If you want to save money, right, then just get this right here. And the next question I would ask you, oh yeah, and by the way, if you buy this, you're gonna have to buy this. You can't just buy this and not the other one. All right, so if you buy this, you have to buy this as well. But if you buy this, you don't really need this, okay, unless you want it. So the next question I would ask you in between, or if you're trying to choose between these 2 things, is are you cut or are you uncut, right? So if you're uncut, then you can go with either. Doesn't matter, right? But if you're cut, you have to get this and this. You have to get them both. You have to use the extenders, what I'm trying to say. Okay? The reason why is because whenever you're cut, you have less skin. Like less looser skin. Your skin is tighter, right? So imagine if you were to gain an inch and your skin doesn't grow along with the penis or with the shaft. Once you get erect, that skin is going to only get tighter and it's going to pull the skin forward and maybe even create some skin tenting or some turkey neck, which does not look good. So the way to avoid that, if you are cut, you have to get an extender. Why? Because you see this base at the bottom? This base at the bottom actually pushes up against you. So it's like pressure both ways. It's pulling you this way, but the base is pushing against you. And that way the shaft or the skin grows along with the shaft, which is what you want, right? But with this thing, nothing's pushing on your base. It's just pushing you straight down or out. So your skin's not going to grow along with it, only the shaft. So if you are uncut and you have a bunch of loose skin, then you can just get away with this one, right? But if you're cut, you're gonna have to use the extender to make sure that you don't get turkey neck, okay? Because 1 ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, okay? Don't ignore that. So last thing on the list is the Genghis Khan device. So this originally wasn't going to be on the tier list, but I went on Reddit this morning and saw somebody posted this shit and everybody was calling it the Genghis Khan device. I just decided to add it in there. It's kind of funny. So it's basically, from what I see, it looks like a compression hanger. Kind of looks like a compression hanger right here. It kind of works the same way, except this is like the shit Genghis Khan was using. You know what I mean? Like from way back in the day, back when they didn't know anything. You know, this is like the modern version, the safer version, right? So, these do not compare. Okay, this is like all the way in S tier, and this shit's all the way down. And I would put it at D tier, but it looks funny, so I'm gonna put it at C tier. Makes people laugh, huh? So, yeah, don't wear this shit. Don't use any of these. So from C tier down, don't buy any of it. B tier, this is like okay for an ADS, but don't really count on it to gain, get you from 5.5 inches to 7 inches like I have. Manuals, if that's all that's available to you, then cool. You know what I mean? That's better than nothing. So if you're looking at what to really buy, your choices are compression hanging. You can combine these two. You can actually compression hang and high tension extend. Just make sure that the extender is compatible with that. And if you don't know how to do that, then you can click the link in the bio. I'll let you know. Then you got the high tension extender, that's S tier, and the vacuum hanging kit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my whole tier list for length. Oh yeah, before I finish this video, let me know if you want a girth edition. This video is pretty fun to make, so I want to make a girth edition too. And also, if you remember from the link in the bio where my videos are at and my community is at, my PE community, I'm doing a giveaway on every single video that I post. So literally all you have to do for a free lifetime membership to my community, where all the videos on how to grow is at, all you have to do is just like the video and then comment down Ranger. And then on the next video, I'm just going to choose a random comment and then give them free lifetime access. The community is 100% anonymous, by the way. It's not like you're going to join in and it's like a video call or whatever. You get to choose whatever name you want, and no one knows you're there. No one sees your email, nothing. Right? So, what is there else to say? There's nothing else to say. All right, bye.